Welcome to a victorious Watching with Styles. This is the first. This is the first one in a long time, y'all. It is. It is a good day to do a breakdown of film. It's the best day to do the breakdown of film because it's after a win. I wouldn't have never expected to take what, a month to get here, but I did expect it to take a little bit of time. Appreciate that, John. Appreciate that. It was the best birthday present I could have got. A good old W. There's no need for a therapy session tonight, John, because it's a win. It is. It is a good feeling, y'all. Like I said on the post game show, I even got a little emotional because I know how it feels to be a player going through a season like we are going through now. Even though, if you're being honest with yourself, that we are kind of where most people expected us to be. 3-5 is about where everyone expected us to be. I think I had us at 4-4 at this point, but the difference is we didn't win the South Carolina game. And the frustrating part is that we didn't win the South Carolina and or didn't win the Texas game, which it was right in our grasp. And to top that off, the Ole Miss game. And when you say things like that, it's unfortunate that those games the results were not what we wanted. But you have to think about it is that this is not a bad team because we was in those games. Like I said on the post game show, the difference between this team and the 2018 and the 2021 team is they won the close games and we are not winning the close games. So that's the difference. In this game, in this sport, in this conference, you gotta get breaks and you gotta take advantage of the breaks that are given. And we have not taken advantage of all the breaks that were given at all. And that's the difference in the season. What's your thoughts on this week, Van? I think we can get it done at home. Tanner, and I still think this is the toughest game of the remaining four. When the season was laid out, I had this as the toughest game of the remaining five after that tough slate in October. Because this team, Florida, is still talented, no doubt about it. I mean, they should have won a game on Saturday, yesterday. Man, these days are going by slow and fast at the same time. They should have won that game yesterday against Georgia. Now the thing about it is with them, they don't have a head coach. He was fired, and usually the game that makes a difference after a fire coach is the first game. I've been in that situation my senior year when they fired Coach Curry. The first game is a line of demarcation. If you win that game, the next game you probably have a chance of winning too. But once you lose a game, then all the error is taken off the team. Yesterday was their Super Bowl. If they won that game, they're 4-4. Losing that game, I think, took the sales out of that program and potentially the players. So we'll see. I like where we are. It's still another good defensive team, not as good as Auburn or Texas, but still a good defense nonetheless. So it's going to be a battle. Ole Miss and South Carolina would be different if Cutter was starter day one and the play calling is what. I don't think so, Nick. Definitely not the Ole Miss game. If that's Cutter's second start of the season, I don't feel good about that game. The South Carolina game could have been a little different. I mean, I guess you said don't have the second quarter. It makes a difference, but remember that's still his fourth start of the season. Now I will say this: I think the Texas game we win. Although that was a very good game for him, I think he is even better. So I don't think the Ole Miss and South Carolina game that's still his second and fourth start, but that Texas game is probably where he starts hitting his stride. And it I mean it is what it is. Hindsight is always 2020. Um, I think not having the pressure to start the season also helps Cutter a little bit. He was able to settle into the season. So I'm not going to say I hear you, but I'm not sure that him starting at the start of the season would have made a difference in those games. I would say this: it would make a difference right now. Like I'm just saying, if you had us at if you had us at 3-5 at this point of the season right now, you should not be complaining. If you had us this season been a tough scheduled season, you shouldn't be complaining. Now, what you can complain about is, man, I wish we could have got that Ole Miss game. I mean that Texas game because that would have made a difference. That Texas game put us at 4-4. It is again and it would have been against a ranked team. Makes a difference. And it would have been at home. Makes a difference. Like all those add to it. So it is what it is. Does a slight regression sadly worry you? Even though it starts, nah, it doesn't. As I was saying last week during the week on the shows I were on, this Auburn defense is on a level of Texas defense, and I've been saying this before the season started. During the season, way too early. My worry in this game was their defensive backs play the best press man out of anybody in the country. They're physical, they're aggressive, they're they're in they are they force you or they force your receivers to be great. So this game wasn't for me an offensive game. This was a game just like it ended. Keep in the fourth quarter and see what happens. The same thing for this week. I think we need to jump on Florida early. Take their will away from them for one to continue to play, especially if it's a little cold. If you take their will away earlier, they will crumble. If you allow them to stay in the game, it will be a problem because they have great players on that team. Individually, they have some really high level players. So now it's up on us to take it away from them early so then they can start getting ready to go home because it's too cold outside. Um, I think he showed some growth in this game that the stats do not. Auburn defense is great. They're top three in the conference. And like I said in the cut-ups, the interception was not a bad interception. I say this all the time. There are such things on this level and definitely on the next as a good interception. Just like there are good missed tackles. Like there are good mistakes on this level because everyone is good. He read the coverage right. He knew where he wanted to throw it. The throw just wasn't the best throw. And that's it. It's as simple as that. The as a quarterback, never played on this level the next. But as a quarterback, how I was taught is you have to trust the play. If they may now in high school, the defenses are normally not that on average, they're not good as a whole. when the coach tells you to trust the process, it's easy to trust the process. But you trust the process, and when you trust in the process, you have to throw it when you're supposed to throw it. You cannot wait. The longer you wait, the process becomes not the process. He read the safety go deep middle. He knew he had that seam route. He just didn't see the linebacker. He felt he had that well, I'm gonna say him throwing that straight ball to him instead of layering it over the linebacker. If he would have saw the linebacker, he would have layered over him. That's a good play by the linebacker too. So appreciate that, AJ. Linebacker got depth. Where have a thank you, John. Yeah, it linebacker depth is everything, and he got it. Not only did he get linebacker depth, he got it at the right angle in the right zone. Look, y'all, as Coach Smith you tell me that changed my life is that other team is on scholarship too. Their player made a great play. That was not a bad pick. Like last week, where he just threw the ball up. Like those picks are bad. That one was not a bad pick. It was just unfortunate that it happened. But the thing about it is, the defense went out there and held them to 3 points, which was huge. But this defense, and for me, it's not. We are a unit on defense. We all for one for all that cliche stuff. The defense didn't play bad at Tennessee, though. The corners played poorly. I mean, you really want the corners gave up the big plays. It wasn't even the safeties; it was the corners, and that was a problem. Speaking of corners, Addison held up in this game. I'm proud of him because that was big for us. Dude, and I would say this, and this is the other thing on the post game. I know I hear a lot of people say this. I charted, and I'm gonna have to do it again, but I charted. I haven't sent it out because I haven't rewatched both halves, but I charted live that we blitzed 4 times, and I really put a star by one of them because one of them to me was a green dog blitz. The linebackers were bracketing the running back, and they both came with a running back block. So I put it in my terms, I put it at 3, but I'll say 4. And when I say blitz, y'all, it means we are bringing 6 defenders and covering their 5 with 5 guys. This game, we brought a lot of 4-man pressures from different angles, and it looked like blitzes, but they were not blitzes. Sam Green look, Tanner, I'm going to tell you this. All those guys, Landon Watson is playing big. Not saying he's perfect, but he's playing big. Green, Olds, Gusta and Humphrey Grace have been big for us. The defense is really good. And it sucks that I was on a defense. First thing comes to mind, y'all, is the 1996 Louisville game. If you look at the score, and I don't know, someone have to tell me this. AJ, tell me if you know. The defensive points per game, is it just the score at the end of the game? The reason why I say that, because if you look at that Louisville game in 1996, I think they scored 30 points, 30-some points. The offense gave up 2 touchdowns, and the punt team got a ball blocked for a touchdown. That's 21 points out of 30-some points. Now, if those 30-some points count towards the defense, that sucks. Because, and I know this, for example, like this game, even though they didn't score, those 3 points are on the offense. Just like in the Texas game, the punt return to the whatever inside the 10-yard line. They score, they put on the defense. Like the two touchdowns in South Carolina. What they I don't know. But if it is, the defense is suffering. Well, no, not in your book, AJ. I'm talking about in the book of the record book. It shouldn't, but if the offense puts the ball on a certain yard line, I know that then the defense should come out the field and hold. All right, I get it. But defense can only hold them to 3 points. So if they score three, that really should be put on the defensive side. I don't understand why Auburn isn't happy with bowl eligibility. They're the 11 best. Mizzou and Ole Miss. See now peanut butter is coming on here. Ruffling feathers. Peanut butter. Don't put me through the history and the resources, the in-state talent. All of that makes a difference. Auburn won a national championship with Cam Newton. So that got to be what, 10, 15 years ago? Auburn went through had an undefeated season with Jason Campbell. That had to have been in the early 2000s. It's a difference. Thanks, Cobby Cobb. I appreciate it. Cole said on the game that White had them hitting their center at all angles, causing Auburn all types of issues. Said he was 17. Oh, shit. 17-year-old starter? Has he been a starter all year, John? Or this is his first start? That's interesting. Dude, if you have an active nose guard, it can make the snaps, either the snaps are going to be bad or the execution of the block's going to be bad, or they're going to have to dedicate a guard to him, which can affect the passing scheme and run game. I'm not complaining, but why does the weather have to warm back up? Oh, is it really? That does suck. I didn't know it was getting warmer in Lexington. They need something to define it better. I agree, AJ. I will say this. I know for a fact. I just talk about a Louisville game. And Florida scored on us. But in 1996, Jock Green ran back-to-back punt returns back. And I know that was probably on the defense. Oh, it was the first start. Well, see now, John, it explains it. That explains a lot of why we stunned so much. And we did a lot of TE stunts, nose guard and defensive end. Since he's a first game starter, that was the reason why. See that fans often neglect the matchup. And is there a weakness that you can exploit in a matchup? Is that someone you can exploit in a matchup? And if you exploit it and it works, you keep going to it. So I didn't know that. Didn't know he was a 17-year-old starter. That's big, man. And dude, and I tweeted this in the situation. I was like, we got pressure with 4 men the entire game. That's big. When you can rush 4 and get pressure, man, it makes the secondary job easier because you get more guys in that underneath zone. Every additional guy you commit to the rush is one less guy you got in the underneath zone, or you got to go play straight man-to-man. Peanut butter, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Florida, Tennessee, LSU, Ole Miss, Missouri, all better coaching situations than Auburn. Am I wrong? Those last 2, I would probably say no. You know what? And I might say Oklahoma. The Ole Miss, Missouri, Oklahoma, I'm not sure are better situations. I will say this: the issue with Auburn is that those boosters are involved heavily. Auburn is Texas A&M. That's what it is. Auburn is Texas A&M. So okay, now Cobby said that that's not his first start. So now I'm getting conflicting um info. If it's not his first start, if he's 17 years old and starting, he's not the first. Damn, how many times we had to hear about Ryan Williams for Alabama starting as a 17-year-old? Shit, my freshman year I played at 17. So I mean, sheesh. If you're good enough to play, you're good enough to play. Supposed to be 46 to 56 degrees Saturday with 45% chance of rain, but it's Kentucky telling weather we have Saturday. Well, I would say this: if it's when is it? Is it 46 to 56 at game time, or that's the high? Because isn't the game a night game? Because if it's a night game, that means it might be close to the 40s. That's good. Y'all, I don't think y'all understand how hot it is right now here. Dude, it's hot. It's hot. I tell you this, 60 degrees here is a different 60 degrees than it is in Lexington. Totally different. It's 70 degrees here and it's hot. Sure, I think it was 80 last week. Let's see what the weather's gonna be here this week. It's in the 70s. It's hot, y'all. And it's sunny. It's hot. So just that 40 to 50 is gonna make a difference for them. Because it's going from hot weather with some humidity. So the low is 46. Yeah, it's gonna John, 46 is good enough. I'm gonna tell you right. Your 46 is different than this 46. So that's good enough. I wouldn't want it to be lower than that because I still want us to be able to play and be a little comfortable. We're gonna be more comfortable at 46 than they are. I promise you that. I'm not saying that is going to decide who wins and loses, but it will decide when things are not going well. When things are not going well for you, you're a warm weather team. That cold weather get colder. It gets bad. So I'm not saying we win because it's 46, but I will say if things are not good, it will help. With Florida run game, they may actually be better suited for bad weather to be. And then peanut butter. It ain't about the style. It's about dealing with that weather when every hit feels a little different. Trust me, it's a difference maker. 6:30 and it's 36 here now. Thanks, Stephen C. Appreciate it. So, I don't know what else I have to say. It was fun watching a team battle through adversity and win. It's really just that simple. It was fun. And to see them being able to enjoy it because they have been there. Like the Ole Miss game. Ole Miss game in the Texas game. What? We lost those two games by what, a grand total of 10 points or something? Like, we needed those two games. I can't say too much about the South Carolina game, but we all know that second half was a difference maker. But we lost by 7 and lost by 3 points in those two games, and we needed those two. That's look. I mean, just think about it. That's the difference between being 3-5 and 5-3. As I was told when I got into the NFL, one of the vets said there's a thin line between, and we played, 16 games? It's 17 now? Whatever, it's 12-4 and 4-12. It's a very thin line. So that's the nature of the beast. But the temperature on Stoops is not very high. I want the guy to go out winning, and if he gets to 6-6 or 7-5, to throw the middle finger up and say, "I'm out." See how the next guy does. My mind just went to this. His other store was Arkansas. The The other center went down against Mizzou and he took over during that game. Not much. Okay. Here's. I want y'all to hear this. Man, it's just hit my. There was some fans. There was people saying that they want us to lose and all that stuff, right? And that to me just doesn't sit right. It just doesn't. Can you imagine if I said that I want the next coach to lose so that fans can understand how good they had it with Coach Stoops? I don't want those. I want us to lose so we can understand that we had it good with Coach Stoops or whatever that saying that I want us to lose. Don't that make me look bad if I say I want the next guy to lose so it can make the next guy look better? Like, that doesn't sit right. Like, come on. One of your team to lose is crazy. That's crazy work. I guess I look for him as a former player, as a former senior last year of football. The fans want us to lose. Like, damn, I wore this uniform for 4 to 5 years. Body beat up. There's things that's gonna hurt me for the rest of my life. Committed to the program, and now you want my senior year to be a shitty year. That's just not that. That's not. Damn, really? Especially for a coach who has elevated the program. It'll be something if you got a coach who got the program and it's just kept going down from day one. Never any positivity with the program. Never elevated the program. Never did. But this, and then you want the seniors just to sit and be like, well, I guess they just want us to lose, bro. Always cheer for UK to win, especially at place we rarely win at. Only 3 times we have beat them, and people can copy. But hey, I heard today that wasn't a good win though. Auburn wasn't a good win. So I've heard it all, y'all. I don't get it. I understand you don't like Coach Stoops for whatever reason. You don't like him for him playing around with the Texas A&M job, whatever it is. Okay, that's fine. But bro, these players sacrifice a lot. Sacrifice a lot to get there. You don't have to wait for a coach to win 7. It can happen quickly. Bobby Cobb, I wish we was in a situation or in an environment where it could happen quickly. I want you to understand that we, at this point going forward, we have to play 9 SEC games in Louisville. We only got 2 guaranteed games to win now. Now you got to win 5. 5 of the 9. That means we got to win. How many times have we won 5 games in conference? Haven't happened often. Less than 5. And Stoops has 2 of them. Definitely less than 6. It might be 6, but it's definitely not 10. And Stoops has 2 of them in the program history. I know he went 6-0, and I think they won 5 in the 70s. They might have won 5 twice in the 70s. So it's either 5 or 6. That's it, y'all. That's it in conference. Now you're expecting us to win 5 games in conference and or beat Louisville. The road to 7 has gotten harder. The road to 7 has gotten harder. I don't care how much NIL. We are not, Cobby, I want you to understand how we are in the bottom of NIL for this conference. I'm still hoping we win, so he stays. We're better, and we have young talent everywhere. You know what, Steven? I'm going to be honest with you. I want him to win, but I want him to leave. And not leave like that. I just want with all the statements said and some of the fans, I want him to leave on a high note because he would never make a segment of this fan base happy ever. There's nothing he can do. I want him to win 6. It'd be great to win 7. I think now I'm asking for too much. Win 6 games, ride off in the sunset without that 4-8 as the end of his tenure. And then he just give us the middle finger. That's what I want. Auburn won their coach fired, and they had the stadium pretty full. Right. Hey, that's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy. But some people think differently. Like I said, I think you should come to the starter game. If the product suck, you have every right to leave. All I want to get to November with 2 or fewer losses, just a dream, is what it's about at Kentucky. Peanut butter, that's a harsh dream. That's a harsh dream. 2 or fewer losses in November. Everything has to happen right for us. Let me give you an example. And let me look up Vandy's schedule. But I know these two for a fact. This is how fortunate you have to be and to follow through on those breaks you get. Vandy played South Carolina in Columbia, and Lenore Sellers had a concussion in the second quarter. That's a big game. And I can't remember the score, but it wasn't a blowout. Okay? So Vandy has shit. Vandy got Auburn next week. So Vandy, well, it was a blowout, 31-7, but it was close at the time. So that game was big. And then last week against Missouri, if Missouri doesn't go for 4th down and they kick the field goal, they don't lose their quarterback. And if they don't lose their quarterback, they win that game. They almost won it with a backup. They win that game if Pabula is still quarterbacking. I don't even want to talk about the LSU game. Like, fortunate things have to happen. Same thing like in 2018 and 2021. Were we not? Hold on. Peanut butter? Are you just saying currently? Because were we not a 2-loss team in that 2018 or 2021 season? Cobby, Cobby said over the last 10 years, the SEC averaged a mere 4.9 teams with a winning in-conference record. It has to be that way, Cobby, because we beat each other up. We don't have, like, how many we play each other. So it's not like you only play the bottom teams. You play the tough teams too. 2021, we were 9-3, and we got to November with 2 losses. Peanut butter. Now we lost 3 in a row. We lost the next game in November, but we got to November with 2 losses. So that's one season. Let's see what happened 2018. I think we went to 2 in there too, depending on when that Texas A&M game was. And 2018, we went to November with 1 loss. So now the sled gets harder though. Peanut butter, you add another conference game, and you got to keep Louisville. Yeesh. You can get it every now and then, but it ain't going to happen often. Yet too many fans fret and say they want winning records in conference. They don't realize just how difficult it actually is. So that year, we would have been in conversation. Yes, Peanut butter. Those 2 years we would have been in the playoffs because I think we were the fourth ranked team in conference both those years. I know in 2018 we were almost third, or we might have been tied for third. 2018 we definitely get there. 2021 it depends, but in 2021 didn't we beat? Let me see. Depends on who we beat. In 2021 we beat a ranked Florida team, a top 10 team. Yeah, that's close. That's close, peanut butter. 2021 is close. I think we have a chance, but it's close. Well, the problem is peanut butter. You don't want those cupcakes early. You want one early, then one somewhere in the middle of conference play. Because you don't want to play 9 straight conference games and then lose. You want to have one probably week 3, play 2 conference games, one week 3, and one week 8 or 9. Maybe week 7. 7, 8, or 9. So the thing about it, John, though, everybody starts on the same footing. That's why I say this. If basketball can have exhibition games, football have to have some type of exhibition with either practicing with another team during fall camp or having 1 or 2 preseason games. One preseason game, definitely. That can help a little bit. If not that, it's gonna be both teams are on the same footing. That week 1 game is tough on everybody unless you have a veteran team coming back. So that's how they do it. That's how they want it. So let's get into this film, y'all. Excuse me. This I did a cut up, so it's hard to say new things, but everybody on here should have seen the cut up. I put it on TikTok, put it on Instagram, put it on YouTube, put it on Twitter. So everybody should have seen it. If not, you can go back and see the cut up. But I will say this. This play was huge for him. Huge for him and huge for the 2 coaches on the sideline. I know some people, I've stopped getting into it with people. It's it's just like I don't know if some of y'all are big on Twitter, but there was a conversation about quarters coverage, and there was a former JUCO coach who is a hothead asshole who got into it with Mina Kimes because Mina Kimes said something about how you can beat quarters coverage, and he went into this tirade about how this woman's gonna tell blah 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 blah, and he was wrong. It's the same thing for me. Is that it's like if you are a car salesman, I can't tell you how to be a car salesman. You've been a car salesman for 20 years. I'm on the outside looking in. I can't tell you how to be a car salesman. I'm not going to argue with you about car selling. It's like people want to argue to me about how to play cornerback position and why do we give up so much cushion. But when you watch other teams, there's a reason why teams do this. It's I'm not going to argue about it again. In this situation, Nazir Addison showed up and showed out. He had a really good game for his first start. In this first play, even though it's given up 5 yards, It's the ability to make an open field tackle, which we couldn't make against Ole Miss, which was the difference in the game. For me, I think his technique is pretty good. I will slow down my back pedal. I think his back pedal is too aggressive. But when that receiver stops, watch watch Cam Coleman. I'm gonna do this. Watch his left foot and watch Addison's right foot. It's synchronized. When he settles, Addison settles. He's coming forward. That's a good play. This right here is everything. That right there, not allowing him to get more yards, is what made, like I highlighted, this guy happy and that guy happy. Period. It allowed this guy the level of comfort to say, okay, I can leave him out here by himself if I need to. This first play meant everything. It's a little thing that some people, he gave up 5 yards, blah, 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 blah. Y'all, has anybody held an offense to 0 total yards? No one. You're going to give up yards. You're going to give up yards. As Coach Archer used to say to us, make them keep snapping the ball. If we execute, they are going to give us one. And that give us one means a penalty, holding, offsides, whatever it is on them, we get them behind. We can get them off schedule, behind the chains. And when we get them behind the chains, we got to go hunt. It's just it. And you're going to give up first downs. Let me see. Let's see what I have. I should have pulled this up. You're going to give up first downs. You're going to give up plays. It's going to happen. Don't give up the big play. That's the only thing. All these games the majority of games we lost this year, we gave up too many big plays. We gave up chunk plays. Tennessee is the chunk play game of the year. Don't give up chunk plays. Stu mentioned that play specifically in his postgame. The first play? I'm going to just tell y'all one thing I don't listen to is I don't listen to postgame. I don't listen to really anything during the week coaches speak. I get my stuff. I go to Jeff Drummond. He gives me the cliff notes. That's how I get my information. But man, listen to all that stuff. I can't do it. I can't do it. So I very rarely listen to. I don't listen to the game analysts. Those guys piss me off all the time. So I try to keep it simple. I think my eyes are good. Yeah, first open. Yes, I'm glad he did. That was big. I'm glad he did because I'm just telling you that set everybody at ease. Because I'm gonna tell you, when I first saw him, like, no, I thought they were gonna have JQ follow Cam. When I saw him out there by himself on Addison, I'm like, oh shit, they're gonna pick on him. Cobby said we beat the Gators in football today, women's soccer. That's football, not football. And we'll beat them in real football next week. I hope so, Cobby. I'm gonna say this here. If we beat Florida, we beat Vandy. If we beat Florida at home, we beat Vandy. That's you can splice this, edit it, chop it up, and have it for me after the Vandy game. If we beat Florida, we will beat Vandy. And if we beat Vandy, we're at 6 and 5. And we're at 6 and 5. Playing Louisville. What else could you really have asked for at the end of the season, playing the last game, than to be 6 and 5 with that schedule? Being 6 and 5 would be outstanding. So, if you want to give it a try, listen to the Tom and Jeff highlight after the game. Their calls are great. Yeah, yeah. I need to read. I big fan of Tom Leach. Y'all can listen to me tomorrow morning on the Monday morning quarterback show on WLAP every Monday after the game. Sometimes I don't know. I will listen to that one though, week since you suggested it. This game, I will tell you this. This game, y'all, normally, when I edit a game out, it's usually a 12-minute a reduction of the game, edit, splice down to play by play. This one went almost 10 minutes. It was a little over 10 minutes. So this game is quick. This is the kind of games we like. And it ain't gonna be much to say, y'all. But that play right there, man, I've been highly critical of Rayner. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm just gonna tell you now. I don't know what was wrong with Afari. He didn't play his best game. The effort wasn't a Afari level effort in this game. And like I said on a cut up about Cutter, is college athletics, you have so much on you, and I can only imagine what they have on their plate now with the NILs and all that stuff. You can have a bad week and it can leak over to the football game. My thing was a football game is your safe haven. It's your safe spot. That should be something that you go to get yourself away from the distractions. But some players, some individuals cannot let it go. And there was something, I don't know what it was. There was something off about Afari this game. But this guy right here played his best game, in my opinion. That read, I mean, you can tell Afari is late, but the way Rayner read this play and brought the wood, I want people to understand that on contact, both of these guys went backwards. That running back didn't run over him. Now I know Afari fell down, Rayner fell down, but on contact, they both repelled the opposite direction. Woo, that's a hit, y'all. That's a hit. That is what you want from your linebackers. That's what you want. I couldn't have asked. There's other plays in this game that guy played his ass off today. The thing that usually I criticize about him is not filling the right gap, which that wasn't a problem there. In his pass coverage, he did everything great in this game. He really followed through in this one. Guess who makes that play? And what's great about this is I would like for his shoulders to be his shoulders are turned the wrong way. I would like his shoulders to be parallel to the line of scrimmage. Because he has quarterback. Just in case Daniels would have pulled it, he has to make that tackle. But you cannot debate that effort. Boom. Let alone the front four. These guys, dude. I'm every week, I'm highlighting these three. These guys are playing their ass off. Penetration. They did very good stunts. Nothing. Now we got to get off the field. It's 3rd and 10. You know, they got a first down. Was the first down after second down, I think. They got a first down, a second down. Cool. New set of downs. You have to win on first down. They won on first down. They won on second down. Now you got to make them pay. You got to win on third down. Y'all. A lot of people saw pressure. Because what you see is this guy blitzing. But count the number of guys that actually rush the passer. Because that guy and that guy win the coverage. We only rushing 4. We're only rushing 4. And the reason why Daniels can't throw the ball is we did a great job in drops and there's nothing open. There's nothing open. Then we get pressure. All right? Then we get a little pressure. I think that's a 4. He whips the shit out of that running back. Yow! That's it. Now, I don't know if Zafari's hurt. Does he have a shoulder? Because I see that sling on that shoulder. Is it the shoulder? But his acceleration wasn't there. But we got off the field. Now, offense, we need to put together a drive. So, I want y'all to understand that it was great to have Seth back. We didn't have Seth last week. For all the people that were complaining at the end of the Texas game, why wasn't that guy in the game in overtime? Last week should have said, oh, that might be why, because he might have been really hurt. He came in, gave us a couple plays after being taken to the hospital. Maybe he couldn't run anymore. Like, maybe that was it. Even though he was by the, I heard people say, well, he was by the coaches. Well, just because you're by the coaches don't mean you are available. Same way last week, he was by the coaches. That doesn't mean he's available. That's him supporting his teammates. But getting them back this week was big. And as John would say, run the ball. We were about 50-50 run. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Kendrick, in my estimation, got to do a better job of setting up the block and coming back. He shows that this is a screen right away. That's not a good job. Everybody sees it, right? Because this guy right here is a guy who won it. Right here. He didn't allow Kendrick to go outside. But I think as Kendrick sells a little more, see how his eyes, this guy's eyes goes on the tight end, he can see peripherally Kendrick. And once he saw Kendrick retreat, he's coming down here. He triggered it right now. I think Kendrick got to do a better job of setting that up. Take a couple steps forward and then retreat back. The timing would be better. This one, y'all, I don't think there's regression. I just don't think he saw the game as clear as he saw the last 2 games. DJ Durkin can be the reason because of that. But, man, I want y'all to understand, when you watch a game and you see offense line up and they make a guy motion, but then he comes right back to the spot that he started his motion from, A lot of times that is to identify if the defense is in man or zone. If they're in man, it changes your reads, it changes your thought process, your pre-snap determination of whom is probably going to be open. If it's zone, it's different. When Bush sends Caddis in motion, when he sends him in motion, and this guy follows, only thing that they can be in is man. And with that said, that means this guy has to navigate through this wash of not only his defenders, but also our two guys in the route. Hold on, y'all. Something's going on with my tickies and the talks. Trying to do too much, man. Trying to do too much. So now that guy has to navigate through all this traffic. So Caddis is open. I want y'all to understand that. If you identify that, Caddis is open. Right now. He's open. Throw him the ball. They have two underneath guys. This guy's free. They got a man free. They have a safety in the middle, which the guy I was worried about because I can't see him. He has him. He's freeing up, and the safety in the middle is freeing up. But when I go end zone view, he throws the ball to Caddis now, and that's a big play. Throw the ball to Caddis, honestly, right now. Throw the ball to Caddis right now. When you saw this guy had to go underneath, and I know he sees it because he's looking in that direction. You throw him the ball right now. He is open. I don't think he understood that, but once you got to understand where my options are. And that option was the obvious option in the game. Now, in the game, I wasn't sure because I had to see what this safety was doing. Okay? And when I saw this end zone view and that safety was there, there's no one else there. There's no one else there. These guys in man to man, they don't see the ball thrown. If he would have thrown that ball to Caddis about, I think it's about right there, that's a big play if it's thrown, if it's accurate. This guy has the running back. So he's not even in the picture. If he throws that ball to Caddis, those are the plays we have to have. And we just didn't have it. 2nd and 7, y'all. We're in good shape. That's a stalemate. Look at how we played. Look. I think that's Saunders. No, that's Green. Look at that. Green and Gusta. Dude, that's a loss. All right, now it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. We have to win this. And I know I showed this in the cut-ups. We cannot lose this down. And I really want to harp on this because it's important. We want to have one more defender in pass coverage than they have that's eligible to do routes. So, for example, right now, I want people to understand this. Right now, Auburn has 1. We have, at this moment, pre-snap, we have 2. That's all you need, all right? On the other side, Auburn has 3, and we have 4. You can see Ty Bryant discussing right now. We have 4. We have 4. We're in perfect shape. That's all you want as a defense is to have one extra guy. All right. Oh shit, Jaden Daniels got hurt. So you have to be able to adjust when the guy goes in motion. Now Ty Bryant goes back to the other side. I want y'all to understand the reason why. They have 2. Now we need 3. Ty Bryant has to vacate and go to the other side. Now they have 2. Now we have 3. Perfect. So now, as a safety, if they have 3, and this is the thing, if that tight end went to the other hash, you have to be there. Why are we on this side of them? We need to be on that side of them. We on that side of them. They don't get this first down. Damn. Gusta is a beast, man. John, Gusta, as I said, if you if you listen to Sunday morning sports talk, Anthony asked me, who are your next level players on his team? David Gusta is number 1. That guy is a beast. I think he has a real good chance of making it on the other level. He's been playing well all season. That is so big, y'all. That right there. Oops. 2nd and 7. I'm sorry. When you can make open field tackles on their best player solo, I'm Gucci with you playing. Because we can look, y'all, like we show, like even here, like you can minimize the exposure of him by rolling coverage over top of him and not allowing him to be exposed all the time. But sometimes he's just gonna have to be exposed. And if he can hold up on the times he are, it makes your scheme and ability to call um plays on downs so much easier because you're not fearful of him being out there by himself. 3rd and 1, y'all. This is big. We gotta maintain our outside leverage, especially on a mobile quarterback. This is what's gonna be big next week against Lagway. He cannot stick his head inside. Once he stuck his head inside, he lost leverage. He's faster than you. It's ball game. Effort. Effort. That's not like him. I'm gonna tell y'all, as if you're high schooler watching, if a coach can see the change in speed right there, that means you were not going hard the whole time. That's not a good thing on film. Effort, y'all. Effort is free. Everybody makes mistakes, but if you're making it with good effort, we're good. How many people we brought on this one, y'all? We brought 4. We dropped this linebacker that was on the line of scrimmage, and we brought a 4 in all 3 down linemen. We rushed 4. We was able to get penetration with 4. That's big. Them guys up front play their ass off. So now we're in 3rd and 8. We gotta get off the field, y'all. 3rd and 8, we gotta find a way to get off the field. We did a little twist, a little stunt, got a little pressure. We have guys in zones, no one there. Rayner, good job. Man, that's good defense, y'all. And this is what I hate. This is what I hate. Well, their offense isn't very good. Well, their offense put up 33 points last week. their team should have won more games than where they are. They were 4-4, and as I remember correctly, they should have won a couple games early. Um, if I remember correctly, what game should they have won? The Missouri game was 10 points. Missouri, Texas A&M 6 points. Yo, shit, I forgot about it. I want y'all to understand. They lost to Oklahoma by 7, or to Texas A&M by 6, to Georgia by 10, to Missouri by 6, and to us by 7. Them all one possession games. So, they suck. It's bullshit. I just hate them. We played a mud team. No, this team is a good ass team. They played Georgia within 10. This defense is high level. This is a very good. This good. I've watched them. Shit. I've watched them every SEC game. Them other games I haven't watched. I watched the Missouri game for sure. Maybe not as much as Georgia, Texas A&M. Yeah, I watched all their SEC games a little more, with more intent. Someone's got to tell me, did Cutter just, was the ball slippery? Was it raining? The ball didn't come off his hands great early. That is a bad ball. I don't know if he read cover two. In cover two, y'all, there's a small window between the corner and the safety. And you can't throw it high because then that gets the safety time to get over there. But here's the other thing, the more important thing about when you run, if you read cover two. If they're in cover two and your two receivers on that side and only one goes out, this guy doesn't go out, that whole shot becomes smaller because this corner has no other threat to his zone. So he's gonna, if you run a 9 route, he's gonna settle back with you even more, which means that whole shot is gonna become smaller. Cutter has to understand that because this corner has no other threat. Since he doesn't have no other threat, he's gonna sink. So when he sinks, that window is smaller and smaller. He has to put this thing on the line. He cannot lob it up. That gave the safety time. Whew. Yeah, that's a good job by DJ. They had the goal line play that. They had the goal line, play that changed that GA game. Oh, I think I think I do remember. Another thing, John, is I normally leave my room doing commercials, so sometimes I miss it. With the app, when I come back, I just rewind. There's a lot of times where I am behind the games and I slowly catch up. Could have went up 17-0 on that fumble. Oh, okay. Kind of like what our game last year. We could have went up too. And they came back. This is the best throw in this game, I think. Like I did in the cut-ups, they showing 8 guys. You know they're not going to rush 8, but you don't know which ones they're going to drop. Is someone going to fall in this window? Is someone going to drop in that window? You don't know who it's going to be and how they're going to drop. So you got to trust the process and trust that your guy's going to be open and throw a dot. Boom. That's a perfect ball. That's big, y'all. It's not big. It's big on so many levels. It's big because it gives Cutter confidence. It's also big because it plays in the field position. Laros deserves so much more credit, and I'm not a special team guy. You know, I don't show special teams on breakdown, but Laros deserves so much credit. His ability to keep them inside the 15-yard line to start drives off consistently was huge. Huge. The defense had more margin of error to play with. You can give up 1, 2, 3 first downs and be okay. Definitely one. When you start giving up 3, then they get to the 5th. Now they can pin you back. But you're allowed to give up 1 first down, potentially 2. And laterals allow the defense that level of comfort the entire game. So getting that first down right there meant a lot because it changed the field position. Now, this is the Dowdell that we subscribe to. That pounding, falling forward, getting 2, 3 extra yards after contact. It's too bad that if you look at the games, all the games in the year, it's too bad that we're going to remember him because of the Texas game. Those 2 dives over the pile is going to sit in his legacy. Like this play. Was that ball hit? Was that talked about in the game? Did that ball get tipped by that defensive lineman? I don't think so. But for some reason, that ball just came out funky. And that was not the throw. We got a guy underneath him and a guy over the top. We shouldn't be making that throw. Yeah, that kicker for Jacksonville won that game. That 68-yard field goal is the difference in that game. Momentum in college football is momentum in all sports is a real thing. It's a real thing in the pros too. Like here, y'all, 3rd and 5. He made the right read. He's got to make that throw. DJ is open. That's a layup. That's a throw we need. That's a layup. We got to make that one. Green plays this perfectly. Reads it, makes sure. Now go get him. Dude, we had them in a bind all day. I wish JD was here. Special team shout out and discussion. Why? Did Steven, did JD say something about special teams or you need him to write about it? UK finds a way to beat UF. You will surely have a letdown after a loss to UGA. UK could build some momentum. Backing us out, I don't like you being positive, brother. I don't like you being positive. I'm just joking, man. Backing us off. What I've been saying. I'm gonna say this. Change for change's sake is not always good. I understand that for some fans, like I said before, it's not the players the voice is getting stale, it's to the fans. So I understand there are people who like to see people get fired, I think. I think there's people who just like change. I've been saying this for forever. Like a lot of people got on Scangarello, and Scangarello wasn't a problem. Was he? Again, I'm not saying these guys are the greatest offensive coordinators in the history of offensive coordinators. The best offensive coordinators we've had is Eddie Grant and Liam Cohen, hands down. And then you go to Joko Phillips. Even though Joko Phillips wasn't a great coach, he was a great offensive coordinator. But there are not that many great offensive coordinators in this country. Those 2 guys, Scangarello and Bush, are good coordinators. They're not great. They're good. Just like Mike Bobo is not a great coordinator for Georgia. He's a good coordinator, but know what Mike Bobo has? Mike Bobo has unbelievable talent. Well, peanut butter, Mike Leach would be in a conversation, but unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Um, so as you say, like the development of Cutter, if you're gonna give Cutter praise, you gotta give the coach praise that's coaching him. You gotta give Mike Hartline praise. Like the development of Cutter Bowley has been damn good this season. And you give them another year, if Cutter keeps accepting the coaching and keeps improving, they'll be better next year. You know, but I understand some of y'all don't like Coach Stoops, and some of y'all don't like Bush Hamden. I totally get it. But I would like y'all, some of y'all, to be the coach Monday through Friday to see, oh shit, okay, reason why. Like the job is the job, but you also have to have the players. That makes your job so much easier. I mean, just think about this, y'all. Let's think about this for a second. Hugh Freeze was a offensive dog at Liberty and at Ole Miss. All right. He was incredible. Where did Hugh Freeze coach before Ole Miss? Did he not? Was he not another one of my sisters, Arkansas State? Um, didn't he coach at Arkansas State? Y'all, if y'all don't know, my sister played basketball at Arkansas State, and the amount of high level coaches Arkansas State has had to just leave for a bigger job is astronomical. You freeze. I did the wrong thing. Let me go this way. You freeze. Yep, he did coach Arkansas State. I thought he did. So, coach of Arkansas State, he was one of those guys who left Arkansas State with mouths on and didn't lastly coach there. Like they have a history. Um, but Cobby, he was at Arkansas State but before Ole Miss. The guy was an offensive genius. You remember the trouble he gave Alabama when at Ole Miss? Offensive genius, y'all. Offensive genius. He goes to Ole Miss, offensive genius. Has the issue at Ole Miss, go to Liberty, sets Liberty up, and makes them relevant. Now he goes to Auburn. Now people are hating him because his offense is not great. Has he forgotten how to coach? Did he just forget how to coach? The one thing is he hasn't been able to find a quarterback. When you go in a game, when when you have a starting quarterback, he plays, you bench him, the backup plays, then you bench him and put the starter back in, you have no chance. You have no chance. David Gooster just whipped that center's ass. Punched him in the chest. Oh, that's good stuff. Got to make the tackle. That's the that's the only tackle he missed on the outside 1-on-1. But what he did was, like I say, there's such thing as a good missed tackle. All right. is when he missed the tackle, he forced Cam back inside, allow Ty Bryant to gain some of that separation. Now, Ty may miss a tackle, but now he got a chance to get back. That is a good play. Now, I'm going to say this. If you look at the play, coaching technique, y'all, see how his shoulder should have still been square. Cam only runs like a 5-yard out. If he keeps his shoulder square and don't step in the bucket, this right foot is step in the bucket. If he doesn't step in the bucket and that foot is in front of his left foot, he has a chance to make the play, because watch how close he is to the ball. He can make that play if he didn't have that step in the bucket. Great thing about it, he forced him inside. Now, Ty's got to make that tackle, but in the end of the game is that was not a 20-yard run. Wasn't a 20-yard run. So now, I want to show y'all. So these are the things, like I said, if you feel like they are trying to attack your corner with 5-yard hitches, you can allow this corner to sit and take that safety over the top. See, now the bad part about the reason why we couldn't do that against, for example, Ole Miss, but more so Tennessee, is they have their guys all the way out here. And then they have another guy close to the sideline. It's hard to roll coverages when they're stretching you out that wide. Easier to roll coverage this way. Again, so like on this one, y'all, I don't call this a blitz. This is why. We are rushing 4. I think this is Landon. Landon has the tailback. All right. He's going to mug the line of scrimmage for the tailback. If he blocks, now he can rush. That's 4 with a spy. And that might be a forward, not Landon. That's rushing 4 with a spy. That's not a blitz. These next 2 plays are huge for me. All right. I like the fact he get off his read. If he's reading 1, 2 to 3, because he got 3 receivers over there, doesn't like it, get what you can get. Boy, almost shed a tear. I can't remember who texted me after this play. One of y'all text me after this play, but you text me too late because I had a tear streaming down my face, streaming down my cheek. This is zone read, y'all. The definition of zone read. You are leaving this guy unblocked. You are reading him. If he comes up the field, you give it. If he comes and attacks down the line of scrimmage, you take it. It was you back in the South? Dude, I almost shed it. You see, you always too late. When he's coming with that much aggression and you pull it, look at that. There's no one out there. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing. If Wiley didn't lower his head, this guy has no shot. But he has no shot anyway. He's a defensive lineman. All right. Now, with the team that's playing man-to-man, you have freedom. But you know what I want to do? I want to make it triple option. You know what? Look, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all something. If I had this offense when I played, it would have been crazy. Let's just imagine that Seth was over here and we ran the zone read this way. All right? Just follow me. Then I'm going to go to the next one. See how they run bubble screen down the bottom? Watch what they running down the bottom. See how they got Ferry on a bubble screen? All right, now just imagine you run a zone read this way. Now, as a quarterback, I start progressing this way. Now, I also have this bubble screen as my third option. If this guy comes to me, I throw the bubble screen. If he doesn't, then I continue to go up the field. So now let's go on this side. They play man-to-man. Right now, it would have been great if Kendrick Law would have ran this way and got in pitch relationship and then follow color Cutter on down the field. As Cutter turned up, let's progress. As Cutter turned up, if Kendrick Law was right here, maintain that pitch relationship, and right there, Cutter could pitch it to him, that's touchdown. That's the element of triple option with the zone read. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started. See, I'll tell you this. See, when I was younger, we ran true pro style offense. 2 backs in the backfield, tight end, 2 receivers. Coming up my whole life from the age of 8 until 13, we ran pro style offense. When I got to high school, we ran wishbone triple option. Then my senior year, we went to spread. If I would have been playing right now, this would have been my triple option. And I would have feasted. Y'all, spread a team out. Zone read. Man, that play right there got me excited, man. That play right there just sent all kinds of good vibes. All right. Somehow our timing was bad on the snap. Seth has to know that he has to block this guy. All right. If the blocking scheme is block down, screen, and you know you have him, when you motion it out, you can't just continue just sprint. Eventually, you got to slow your ass down because you know you need a good angle for that. Kendrick Law saved your ass. Kendrick Law saved your ass. That's bad on you. And then it's bad on Cutter. It's bad on both of you, but you first. Mr. Monologue, but this team could go on the run. Is it right on the wall? Is it like Luckett said, week to week with Stoops at this point? Ooh, now I got the hiccups. I don't know. This is what I said, and this is what I think should happen. I would love for Stoops to win 6 games. 7 would be amazing, but 6 would be good for me. I would like us to be 6-5 going to that Louisville game. And I would like for Stoops to, when he leaves, whenever it's after the bowl game or whenever, to give us the middle finger and ride on off in the sunset. Because this team is better than last year's team. It is. It's not even close. These guys are not giving up. I'm telling you, back in the South, I'm telling you, I know people are going to talk about Vandy, where that's not a game we can win. Vandy is a game. Vandy is going to play us just like Texas and Auburn just did. Vandy is not our hardest game in these last 4. The hardest game is next week because of talent. Florida has talent. Vandy, I'm going to tell you something about Vandy. I like Clark Lee. I like Diego more. And I know there's some people that are talking about the Diego is cocky and all this stuff. I love it. The reason why I love it is because it's not fake. His arrogance is him being himself. It's like Johnny Manziel being himself. That's why I like Johnny football. I don't mind cockiness when it's true to your character. You can tell his whole family is like that. They have that about themselves. Period. And that team takes on the character of that damn quarterback. That defensive squad is as chippy and arrogant, and they do some things that I don't like, but it's because of that damn quarterback. Because Clark Lee is stoic. Some of the things and the brashness the after the play, the playing through the whistle is because of Diego Pavea. Because I can't imagine the trash talking and the shit that goes on in practice with him as a quarterback. He creates that whole dynamic of that defense. That whole dynamic of that defense. And that's why having a quarterback is so important. Pete was on New Mexico State team that also won in Auburn in 23. Oh, you're right. I have VUS harder because I have to expect UF to not try as hard. Yeah, that's the. Remember, Florida has 4 wins now. Those seniors still want to go to a bowl game. Florida has 4 wins, right? No, Florida has 3 wins. They would have 4 if they won against Georgia. You're right. We'll see. We are also sandwiched in a good spot with Vandy. We'll see. We'll see. But I like our matchup against Vandy better than our matchup against Florida. Their defense is just tough, man. Auburn has a dog in the front 4. They're athletic in the mid. But now, once they can screw up too, right? They can get too fancy too, right? DJ Durkin gets creative and he puts. Let's not do that. He put 4 guys over here. They only have 2 backside. And this guy can't do what he did. And when he does, a good team finds the fuck up. And when that guy went inside of Wally, there's no one else out here for contain. There's no one else because they're in man-to-man and we run bubble screen action down the bottom. Man-to-man. When he went outside, there's no one there, and it's 2nd and 15, and we get it. The SEC podcast said they could spend the first half the UK week preparing for what's UTK? Oh, for Tennessee? Is that who Vandy plays? Let me look at Vandy's schedule. Yeah, they do play Tennessee. Yeah. All right. All right. Think that. Somebody needs to put that on the bulletin board. Because that's bullshit. I'm going to tell y'all this. Vandy beat Missouri 17-10. Prabula should have been in that game. They lose that one. They beat LSU 31-24. They lost to Bama. Those last 2 games is what saved their season because they got lucky with Sellers getting out. If you watch the LSU game, they should have lost to Missouri and lost to Texas. If they lose 4 out of these last 4 games they played, they're in trouble. But like I said, you have to take advantage of the situation. Now here's the thing, y'all. Auburn has 4 wins. I got Auburn and Florida has confused. Auburn has 4 wins. They fired Hugh Freeze today. The first game is a big game. Those players come out fired up. They came to Auburn because of Hugh Freeze. They trying to uh, get one for the old coach. How dare you fire our coach? This Auburn team matches up with Vandy very well. If that defense is tough. It's going to be a 3-0 game again because Vandy's defense is pretty good too. This is a game where they have the players to control Diego. You can't stop Diego. You can control him. And they can put them in a bind. They can. This is going to be an interesting week for Vandy. Is that game in Nashville or that game is in Nashville, which is probably better for Auburn to get away from the Plains. So I'm just saying. Oh, I remember this play. So, y'all, this makes no sense. We give that linebacker a false read. Linebacker should have flown a little bit with that pulling guard, but he didn't. This play is probably intended on going right here. But since number 9 didn't flow with the guard, that's good vision by Seth. Seth wanted to bounce that thing outside all night. I think Seth knew how good they were up the middle. That he was like, I don't even want to look in there because ain't nothing in there. Like right there, ain't nothing in there. Boy, we needed this one. We needed this one. We needed this one. This is a great play call by Bush. Getting that tight end in motion, it makes it harder on that defensive back, that safety. We need it, and this is hard. Block down, block down. This guy should squeeze the block down. That's typical technique by a defensive end, but that's not a defensive end, I don't think. He comes up the field. So if that was a running play, just want y'all to understand, if that was a running play, look at that wall with him coming up field, it creates an easy lane for the run. Unfortunately, we was passing and it makes that block for Braun almost impossible. But if we could have gotten that block, Caddis is wide open. We needed that one. It's hard for me to know what was the plan up top. But apparently Cutter didn't like any of the options he had. I'd rather him throw it away. But he didn't take a sack. So we got 3 points. These guys played so much better today. Yesterday in their drops. We only rushed 4, y'all. The pocket collapsed. We rushed 4. You can get pressure with 4. It's hard. 4. Now they try to do quarterback draw. 4. That's a great TE stunt. 3rd and 19, get off the field. Awesome. Now, offense, we got to do something here. We need something. This is one of the plays, in my estimation, where Seth should have pushed the line of scrimmage a little more because I think there's something here, but he wanted to bounce everything. That was one where he pushes that hole. I think there's something there. I think he can get 5 yards. We were blocking guys outside. He just ran into the block, into the direction we was blocking them. See, y'all, this is trust. This is good coverage on Willie. He just trusts him. You gotta let it rip sometimes. Like there's too many situations where it's tight coverage and we don't give the receiver a chance. I don't know if we could have rolled that mesh in longer. Back in the South, that guy was there. That guy made a great play. He is by technique. He should have squeezed more. That's why we pulled Braun. We were expecting him to squeeze because our tackle blocked down. Defensive end technique, guy in front of you blocked down, you got to squeeze waiting for counter. He didn't squeeze at all. He came up the field. So, in essence, you could run that play again. But you don't run that. You run the run play. You run counter, and he's out to play, and the hole is huge. He just made a great play. I like this play design. I don't know if they could tell that Cutter wasn't over the center, but the false pull is big time. I want y'all to understand. We pulled two guys and ran away from where they're pulling. That hole is there. If we can maintain this block by Farmer, if we can maintain that block, we getting something special. Because then it's a one-on-one with Seth and this defensive back here. We just missed the block, and he made that play. We just that combination by I wish I had Jorge or Coach Chandler on here. They can talk more about line block, but this right here is terrible by them. He ducked his head. Seth didn't press the line of scrimmage. Talked about this in the cut up. This is big, man. This is development. He's gotten so much better as this season has gone along. And he still has room for improvement. Still has room. Like this one, y'all, I don't know, man. It's something happened where he just didn't have it. Like that's an easy throw for him. That's a first down. That's 10 yards. We should be on like the 37-yard line. Now it's just third and long. We ain't gonna win this too many times against a good defense. You gotta lick your wounds. Now, y'all, this sucks. Now I know this is Smith. I think this is Smith here. You gotta know your assignment. If Green is going to go under that block and spill it, you need to come your ass over here now. You can't get caught up in the wash. Know your job. That's not. You should not get blocked by him. Then JQ's got to make a better attempt at that tackle. But that's bullshit. We cannot let them out. Man, we had too many opportunities of having them inside their 10-yard line and giving them first down. And not them earn the first downs. Like job. Y'all, if that receiver had to come back that far, that's a win. All right. Is this the one? Souls cannot. Why is Souls even trying to touch that guy? Your guy you have contained. You cannot let Daniels outside. Why did he hit him anyway? Now he's out leveraged. If he doesn't hit him and he goes up the field and shuffle and doesn't allow him to get outside, there's nothing here. Why is he hitting the tight end? He went backwards to hit the tight end. He went backwards to hit the tight end. Now he's out leveraged, and now Daniels outruns him. That's not Souls. Who is 34? Souls is 35. My bad. But you can't do that. I got to go back because that's a great play. That's a great play by Landon. Or is that who's the guy on the end? Can't get the number. Great play. I want y'all to understand. Look at his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. He's reading. He slow plays it. He sees the ball, hands off. Now he can go. That's awesome. That's good work. Losing audio. Y'all, back in the South said he's losing audio on YouTube. It looks fine on my end, but he's saying that he's losing audio. I think I'm good. I'm good. Yep. Yep. So I don't know. Back in the South. Good coverage, y'all. It all starts here and here. He has nothing there. He wanted something on that side of the field. Oh, I'm leaning back more. Okay. Maybe I need to get close to the mic. Cool there and there. Get a little pressure. We're in good shape. Someone's got to come out. That is the play of the game, y'all. 34 is Cohen. Thank you. Man, he that's big, man. That's big. This play was huge, man, and I tweeted about it when it happened because I want y'all to understand that we are in man-to-man. Look at the guys. Look at the guys. We're in two-man. He's locked on. 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 We got two safeties back here. Ty Bryan and Jordan Lovett. All right. Watch the big tight end run Watson off. He cannot turn back. He's a man. Quarterback escapes contain. If he doesn't show up, his back is to the quarterback. He's a man. He's not looking at a quarterback. He's guarding him. If Ty does not come out of coverage, that's a 3-yard gain that could have been disastrous for us if Ty Bryan doesn't come out of coverage. That is a big ass play. That's humongous. They roll out. Ain't nothing there, y'all. When you see the end zone view, we roll coverage. There's no one open. He's not open. He's not open. This guy over here by JQ, he's not open. That is unbelievable coverage. Great call. Now, I don't like this, how we don't know where we're supposed to be. It looks like we're in two-man again. Y'all, 4-man pressure. 4-man pressure. All right, I want you to understand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4-man pressure. But we're playing 2-man over the top of it. Y'all, I've talked about this a lot, and I don't have an example. I said this: when you're a DB and you lost a rep, and the guy is above you or you're out of phase, if you know defense, you're out of phase. As you close the cushion, when you feel like you're getting close, you turn around and throw your hands up. Right? He turns around right there. He has no idea of where this ball is. But he feels he's about to make contact. He turns around, throws his hands up, and he almost catches it. He can't call PI. You know why? Because before you made contact with him, you turn your head. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now, I know the flag and all that stuff brought it back, so it's not a play. But again, y'all, I think this is two-man again, right? He has him. He has the tight end. It's two-man and a four-man pressure with a good stunt. That's four men, y'all. That's not a blitz. That's not a blitz. This is what makes this play great, y'all. Let me show you something. All right. This is why it's hard to do this on an O-line. When he goes inside, if he beats this guy, he's going to block him to let him go around. But as he's blocking him, he has no leverage that allows him to make this sack. The same way here. If he goes and hits 65, he has leverage to come back in and make that sack. This is beautiful work. It's tight. It's concise. Sack. Y'all, I want you, let me go back, y'all. I want y'all to understand. This is done by 1, 2, 3, 4. When you can create pressure like this with a four-man rush, it is hard for an offense to be successful. Now, y'all, we got to find a way. Now, they offsides. They give us 5. Next play, we jump, and now that gives them 5. Now, shit, you give us, then you take us. Like, we needed that. Damn it. Now we're 1st and 10. Now things go haywire. Now, y'all, as I discussed, this is the right throw. He's looking to see if it's going to be 2 high safety or 1 high safety. It ends up being 1 high safety and this guy dropping down. This is the void. It's natural. He makes the right throw. This guy makes a great drop. See, now this is, and I know you can't do it, but this is a situation where it'd have been nice to give the fake here because he doesn't bite up for a step and then come back because there's no zone read fake. If you get a zone read fake, he might not be there, but he's just in the right spot. That's the right pass. That's the right read. Everything is right. The execution is just poor. He needed to layer it over a little bit. This guy might knock it down, but it's not a pick. This pick hurt, y'all. The defense just got off the field on a big sack on 4th down. They celebrated maybe too much. Now they're back on the field. Again, if Green is going to spill it, you have contained. Damn. They just ran counter on this a couple times, and there's nobody there. That is embarrassing. That's not execution, y'all. They're going to run the same damn play, and we still not getting outside. What the fuck? Like, that's horrible. That gave them life. Now, dude, they ran counter 3 times in a row. Different formations. They ran counter. I guess it would be GTE counter. That's a great job. I love it on that. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now, look at this one. See how he doesn't drop in the bucket? See how he stays square? Now, the only thing is his attack was a little rounded. But that's a great pitch and catch. That's a long throw, y'all. Won't y'all understand? He threw from the opposite halves. He threw a 10-yard throw to outside the numbers. That's a 20-yard throw. Kudos to them. On 3rd and 1, to throw a 20-yard throw is crazy. Now, this was one scared me. 4-man rush, but we gave him way too much time. Great coverage on the back end. When there's only 20 yards to cover, it's a little easier. Great coverage. Nothing there. So now, y'all, they have 5 seconds. They could have ran another play, but they just saw their quarterback not do well. They decided to kick a field goal. As I said many weeks ago, we knew Georgia, Texas, Tennessee were going to be extremely difficult for us. The Texas game wasn't as difficult. We should have won that game. But most people had us at 0-3 in the month of October. These last 5 games, we knew we had to make hay. Like I said, if we go 3-1 the first 4 games, we can win 7 games. We went 2-2. So I'm going to hold to and say we can win 6 games. This Florida game is the most important one. If we win this one, if we win this week, and the offense is still progressing like they are. The offense did not play a bad game on Saturday. They just went up against a tough defense, and Cutter didn't have his best game. There were passes we could have had that we could have made in that first half to continue drives that he didn't make. He made more passes in the second half than he did in the first. If a couple of those 3rd down situations in the first half, he completed them, we could probably have 10 to 13 points. If we don't throw the pick, Auburn has 0 points. And we were in position to potentially kick a field goal on that, so it could have been 6-0 at halftime. Exactly, back in the South. They made enough first downs when we was put in on our negative 10 to 15-yard line to get another couple first downs to allow our punter to do his job and have one of the best punting games I've seen in a long time. He pinned Auburn inside the 15-yard line at least 3 to 4 times. And I think Auburn had how many possessions did Auburn have? 8 or 9? Excuse me. Auburn had 10 possessions. 10 possessions. And their average start was on the 18-yard line. That's amazing. Their average starting position was the 18-yard line. Ours was the 31. That's because of Laros. An awesome, amazing game by the punter. Boy, I'm serious, y'all. This is going to be a great week. I really do feel like things. It's not to be said again because it's what we thought before the season started. This was the time of year we got to make hay. And we need this game at home. We need to win a home SEC game. This will be our last home SEC game, right? Yep, this is our last home SEC game of the year. We need this one. The next game is on the road. Vandy's on the road. We need this game. And I am, as a former player, I am so proud of this group of guys who stuck together. Because I'm telling you, last year, it wasn't the same. These guys have stuck together through all this adversity, all the outside Joe Kraft Center negativity, and they have stuck together. And they are playing hard. They're playing the right way. They earned and deserve what happened last night. Now let's see if they can keep it up because they have earned the the right to be um to be able to celebrate in the locker room again. So, y'all, that's all I got. Let's see how I can end this right on TikTok and all the good stuff. But again, y'all, like, comment, subscribe. Um, I appreciate all y'all. And I guess let me see y'all. I gotta do this. Let me see if I can do this the right. This is my first time, y'all, doing the whole exit with TikTok. Let's see if I can do this the right. Boy, I'm old and I'm learning. Let's see. Maybe on TikTok I can't end like I want to end. Maybe on TikTok it's just gonna go to the let's see. Oh my goodness. It, I don't know, y'all. But what I might have to do is I might have to do that. Well, your boy's out. Like, comment, subscribe. Go YouTube Driving with Styles, TikTok and Twitter, VStyle17. I appreciate y'all watching. And your boy is out.